Hi, Brittany. I'm just looking at your logo design here. I do notice that it wants to open in beta, which looks like this. Adobe Illustrator is typically this color, but I mean, I don't know if there's any problem with working in beta. If you are, I'm not even sure if you are, but I have it downloaded and it definitely wants to open in this instead of this. Also, when I look at your icon on your AI file, it looks a little different than some of the other ones that I've seen. Anyway, I'm not sure if that's true or not, but we are using this version of Illustrator. If this is working for you, that's fine. Beta is just the testing Illustrator that they have. Anyway, so this is the guide here. If we click on this, it should get rid of that grid that you have turned on. You could also probably go to View, Guides, Hide Guides. Right? Nope, that's not it. Oh, Hide Grid. So it's actually a grid, not a guide. So if you need to go to View, you can find it in here. Hide Grid is what you should do. I noticed these were locked. That's fine. So I did kind of experiment with this. This almost doesn't look quite centered. I do like that this is lining up with the edge of the L. That's great. It should come in maybe a little bit more on the side because that and that need to be about the same width. Also, I was thinking you could switch and get rid of the stroke on the box. Switch in the black into the fill and then get rid of the white stroke. And then you could make your text, you could make that white. I think that looks a little bit more bold. Also, your ranch text is nice, but it does have lots of thicks and thins in it, which could be a problem when you size it down. I would add a stroke of black, same color, black to the text, just to make it a little bit thicker. And let's see, I noticed there's about 3 different boxes here with strokes on them. I think you could probably delete this and then bring this one out to meet the edge of that. I might have to zoom in. Yeah, I wonder why that's all off kilter. Also, you have strokes on these boxes. I don't think we need that. Those sometimes end up just getting really messy if you have strokes on everything. This one has a stroke too. I'd take that off. Let's see. Maybe make this as thick as this is, which you can see the height of it right here. So we can Command C that to copy it, and we can put that in the width of this piece here, just to get the same width. And then Command C, Command V, and then we can just rotate this shape, pushing Shift to get a perfect 90. And then we can just make this L a little bit less pieces, not as many strokes. If I want to line up these edges, I can push Shift and then just align there to get it perfect. And then we can use the Pathfinder. If we get Shift click on both these shapes, we can bring these together to make that L. I think this is about as tall as, well, this could be a little bit bigger maybe. Just about as tall. This could be brought over slightly so that it's lining up with the edge here, lining up with the top edge of the L. Make sure to give yourself enough room here. This could maybe come up and maybe over, just making sure that everything's looking pretty centered. This horse looks pretty good. I don't know if you need the stroke on it. Let's click on here. It's kind of a little rough, but we can definitely smooth it out. The smooth tool is under the shaper tool, which is under the rectangle. So you click and hold down on the shaper with your mouse. You can find the smooth tool. It will sometimes deselect the shape that you have selected, so you have to reselect, make sure you have it selected, and then get back on here. You can see the anchor points, and then you can kind of smooth out, you know, I'm not really doing, like, I'm just going over these like once really quickly, and just some of the more kind of rough areas. I think this area and like the brow and around the nose all look good. It was mostly just around the mane and maybe like down here where it was really rough. I mean, I guess it could use maybe a little bit of, we can double click on it and we can make it a little bit small, like, you know, less accurate, or more accurate, I guess is what I meant to say. We could try going over these because there are still some kind of jagged edges almost on some of it. I don't want it to get too smooth, but even right here on this ear, it looks a little jagged. So I'm gonna use the smooth tool one more time on that ear. It's gonna simplify it a bit, and maybe we don't want to go too far with it because then it can overdo it to some degree. But maybe size this down just a smidgen while pushing shift. I'm not sure if that looks a ton better. This area kind of bothers me for some reason now. Let's do a Command C, and then I'll step back in time and see. So that and this. Let's see which one's better, I guess. There's this one, and there's this one. You can compare them. One is definitely smoother. This one has a lot more kind of chunkiness to it. This one's a lot smoother. I don't think we've lost much of the characteristic of the horse. I do think that the smooth tool is a good idea on this one. It does lead to an improvement. I think maybe it's just this anchor point right here that's bothering me. Maybe just getting rid of some of that pokiness there might be a good thing to do, which I'm using the white arrow to kind of smooth that out a bit. Okay, that might be helping some. Anyway, I think that's looking pretty nice now. So that's my suggestion. I'm going to move this all down to kind of center it a little bit more so that this space and this space are more even. But I think that if you were able to do that, that would be a good thing to do. And yeah, I think this is looking pretty good. And then what you would do after this is you would, file save as. We'd want to name this as Cleveland Ranch logo BW. We'd want to make that, let's pretend we're putting it in our documents in our logo design folder. I'm just going to put it on my desktop, but I have a logo design folder here. So Cleveland Ranch logo, black and white, AI file, save. Okay. Then you do your file export as, use artboards to your JPEG. You want to keep the name the same, export that. Make sure this is in, you can do grayscale, make sure that's on maximum, and this should be 300, push OK. And then you do a file save as, and we can start making the CMYK version now. Save. Okay, and then this is where you would add, 4 different colors, potentially at the most. 2 is probably, 1 or 2 is probably where you want to go with this one. You can do 3 or 4, but, try to limit your color usage. It just gets more expensive when you go to print a lot of the times, especially if you're screen printing or doing embroidery work. And then you add your color, and then you save that. And then you would do your file export as, and you would export out the CMYK JPEG in CMYK color mode at 300 and push OK, pretending this actually has color to it. So that's kind of the process you'll go through to finish this up. All right, thanks, bye.